And I've got Ridley, Jake, and Riley from Darnot in the studio. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Good morning.
I'm also doing great.
I know it's very early, and I thank you guys for coming in. You guys really are workhorses. You're in a lot of projects, and you're constantly playing shows. It's not like a weekend deal for you guys or just a once in a while thing. It's you guys are constantly playing shows, constantly recording music. It's awesome. How do you keep up with that workload?
Lots of coffee. Lots and lots of coffee. Huge shout out to 5 Hour Energy for keeping me alive.
They're just piled in this car.
Yeah, I think I sat on one and squished it on the way here.
I'll say off the bat too, if you guys are just dying to ask a question to Darnot, you can call them at 920-358-0795. They said they want really weird questions, so if you're going to call in, make it good. Call now. Riley, I want to ask you, so you started this band. When did you start it, and how did it come about?
Well, I had moved to Minnesota shortly after high school. I moved to Red Wing to attend a trade school out there, but I ended up just not going to that school, moving to Minneapolis instead. I guess at that time I was starting to play guitar more, and because I was primarily a drummer before that, and just started writing songs and learning how to record with a little 4-track, and at just different places I'd live, there'd be people who played music, so there's always gear around, and just started writing and playing all the parts to different pop songs, and that was like the start of it, I guess. Yeah.
Now, Jake and Riley, I'll say you guys are brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Your family's very musical, right?
That's true.
Yes. I actually got asked this question last night too, and there's 4 of us. Our brother Luke is an amazing singer and songwriter. You can check out his stuff at the Wishbone Breakers. But he just incredible, creative, whimsical, just like his songs are just really great. And then our youngest brother, Antone, he's also a musician too. Right now he's really getting into his visual artwork, and also like putting up art shows for other people. And pretty soon he's going to be traveling a lot. So, I mean, we all play a little bit. Antone plays guitar, and Riley and I play whatever we can get our hands on. And Luke obviously plays guitar and sings really well. So, yeah, we're just always making noise.
Are you self-taught, or did you take lessons?
I took lessons on piano mostly, and then my friend from middle school taught me how to play guitar, and we started a cover band in like middle school. And then I went to school for saxophone too. So I guess those are kind of what I did, but everything else was just playing around at home. And I think
that was like what made us want to play. It was seeing Jake like, oh, he's taking all these lessons, starting this band, and then like start listening to the Beatles, and I was like, oh, there's 4 of them. There's 4 of us.
Was Jake pretty welcoming as far as kind of taking you under his wing, or did he sort of push you away at first?
Yeah, I mean, like, we just always go see him play, and eventually, Luke and I were close in age, so we started a band in high school. Our first band was a jazz band, because Jake started getting into jazz in high school, and Pink Floyd a lot. So like, but then our jazz band in high school turned into like a rock band, and because we met this guy that was like, I want to join your band, and all he had was like pop rock songs, so we just started that, and we all wrote for that. And
I mean, and was that the Launchpad finalists?
That was Scotty and the Snow Machines, yeah.
Yeah.
Launchpad finalists?
Yeah,
I've never heard
that's
that
where I
one.
won the Daisy Rock bass.
Yeah, they
Oh.
played at what's that festival?
Summerfest.
Summerfest.
Biggest festival in the United States. Isn't it?
Yes, I mean at least Wisconsin.
How was that playing that being so young? Is it intimidating?
It was fun. It was in the middle of the day, and I've been to Summerfest so many times, and I don't know. It was just like it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the Red Bull stage, the one right when you walk in. It's just I don't know, little amphitheater, and I brought a gong on stage because I borrowed a gong for the summer, so that felt cool because there's like the Red Bull sculpture above me, and
Look like Neil Peart.
we all like bought nice clothes to wear. We were like, hell yeah, we're just gonna get dressed up.
Was that like you were all
Rock
like
out.
kind of cowboy themed a little bit? Was that?
Yeah,
that
I don't know. Like there were some suspenders, and
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet Ridley?
Oh, that's a good question.
We actually just drove past Riley's old house, which is called the Beatrice. It's across from St. Elizabeth Hospital, which is I think the first place I met Riley. Outside my old band, I went to Lawrence University. The band I played in there played at his house, and just kind of started seeing him around more often as I started going to shows in town, and then. Yeah, I probably just met you kind of through Riley.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then how did you guys get involved with Darnot?
well, like our bands had played together. Like I was in this band, Miserable Friend, for a long time, or a few years, and we just kind of been in similar circles, and like I liked his band, and I was just looking to form a live group, and it had been a trio for a while, but I felt like it could kind of expand a little more. So
Yeah, and if listeners don't know, all the recordings are just Riley. So the recordings are that Riley said, like his recording project, his solo stuff, his ideas, but then in order to play it live, kind of like Foo Fighters started off was just Dave Grohl stuff, and then all of a sudden it turned into a band, Right. So it's like, but yeah, so it was just, he needed a band. And
Did you guys change some of the recordings or do you guys play it a little differently than what Riley recorded it? And if so, does that annoy you, Riley?
Yeah, I rewrote all the lyrics, and no, I don't know. I think we play them a little differently. Just
it's bound to be different, you
Yeah.
know. And I'm like cool with that.
mm-hmm.
But we kind of start from the core of the song.
Core.
play that tag.
Core.
Zero Radio.
But I think like Riley like shows us, he's like, this is what I played, and then we kind of learn that, and then
Yeah, the more comfortable you get playing with it, you're just gonna sound. I mean, they're gonna sound like they play. You know, that's why I picked them to play with. You know, It's
Yeah.
like, I like how they play. So
What can people expect if they go to see a show from Darnot?
A lot of talking from Jake.
yeah, a lot of squats, and stretching.
jazzercise,
Yeah, I do.
live on stage.
I am a practitioner of the jazzercise arts, so
We've got kind of a cool flow. There's some really like fast rockin' songs, and there's some more like heady, weird chord progression, kind of intricate stuff.
some slow jams.
It's like reading a good mystery novel.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ups and downs, yeah.
Now, Ridley, why did you choose mystery as your genre of choice for that question?
Well, I don't know, because there's some really intense... do I have to answer that?
No, you don't have
Okay,
to.
I'd prefer to keep it
That's okay.
a mystery.
Ridley does work at a bookstore, so he does know what he's talking about. It's not that he's just spouting off words. We want to make everyone know.
I've never seen Ridley play as far as I know, but I've obviously seen Jake a lot and I've seen Riley a lot. Riley, you're kind of more of a quiet kind of stage presence. Jake, you're very like confident and very talkative. Ridley, I don't know how you are. Are you more on the talkative side or more on the kind of quiet side?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I
probably
think it depends on the night. I think it depends on the night. There are nights where like sometimes I get a little grumpy and I just tune a lot. When I get grumpy, I just look at my tuner and I tune a lot. And then that's when Ridley takes over.
You guys like riff off each other.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, we have a nice straight man, crazy man thing going on sometimes, like Abbott and Costello.
Yeah. And then sometimes Ridley will just start playing a Prince song and you just got to go with it. Just got to go with it.
Do you guys ever play any covers?
Not
The-
often.
Yeah.
I think that Prince song was the only.
spontaneously did, When You Were Mine, and then we covered
Oh,
Fastball,
Yeah.
Fire Escape
Yes.
Oh, nice.
once.
I think there's just like certain songs like we'll be joking about it in like a practice, and then all of a sudden like, oh, we should just do it. We should just do it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What's next? What should
The next cover. Is that a call-in?
take this job and shove it?
Ooh.
Oh.
This is actually we got a text message question.
Ooh,
Oh, can they tweet too?
text.
This is from Tony in Appleton.
Oh, Tony. Tony, thank you for texting.
He wants to know, do the brothers ever get jealous of the other music projects that they're not involved in?
Oh. Do you want to answer first or?
I wish I was in Stuck on Blue. That'd be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Jake plays a lot of jazz, so we played a lot growing up, but I wish we did that more. That's
Yeah. The answer is totally. I like kind of wish I was in Dusk, but I'm also a full-time teacher, so I can't just take like a month off and
You've
go
been in
tour.
Dusk.
I mean, I have.
You're on the record.
I filled in on a Mile of Music gig, so yes, I'm on the Dusk roster, but Ridley's in
the
Dusk
Dusk
now.
family.
So now I'm really jealous of Ridley. So I just have to live vicariously through him.
But that feeds into the back and forth stage banter as well.
Right, like there's
whether
like
we mention it or not.
like there's an
that's-
undertone of jealousy.
Yeah.
But I guess I've been in projects with Luke before too, so we've played in a lot of projects together.
Do you want to name off all of them that you can remember?
all the Crow Brothers
All the Crow
projects ever. I'll start with the ones that I was in. Darnot. Amen, which was a band I was in with Antone.
That's true. I just found
His
some
songs, the youngest Crow. That's all for
That-
me.
okay.
Take it away, boys.
I think we just said Darnot and the Wishbone Breakers. I think. Oh, and the Crow Brothers.
Yeah.
Might have been just Crow Brothers. I can't remember if there was the.
Scotty and the Snow Machines was Luke and I's first band.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
And then before that, it was Hustlin' Crows.
Oh, that was a good one too.
You guys ever play Guitar Hero together? Or Rock Band or anything?
A rock band, maybe.
We had Guitar
I think
Hero
we had Guitar
too.
Hero, yeah.
That was
A lot of DDR. I had the DDR dance pads.
you and Anton were
Yeah.
really into that.
Yeah.
What do you guys have coming up? Are you working on any new material?
For Darnot, I have a new music video I'm working on with Finn Bjornerud for the song Eurotrash. I had kind of like a concept of playing myself as well as the European boyfriend in the video, so we worked on that this summer, and I'm doing like a new version of that, like a hi-fi version of that in another song. And but Ridley and I are about to delve into the next Dusk record, and got a couple other projects I'm working on in the studio right now. So yeah.
We did get a question, another text question.
Ooh.
It's do you record or do it yourself, or do you use studio time now? Which is preferred?
I've always, like, with Darnot, it's always been me recording myself. That was kind of like my way of learning how to record. Just sitting by myself with my songs and like a little 4-track and eventually an 8-track and then eventually
a 16-track.
32 is next.
Logic, and it was just my way of learning how to do that. So, and I run a studio now at the Refuge, so that's kind of like, it's always just been my recordings.
How do you take on projects for your studio? Do you go seeking them, or do you let them seek you?
I've never really like pushed like bugging people about recording. It's always been friends or like bands that I like, like we play shows together. Like eventually people recognize that I do that, and so they'll approach me. And pretty much open to doing whatever, but it's been word of mouth.
Do you enjoy when you go into a different studio and you don't have to worry about engineering?
It's always fun, like, because I can't afford like all that sweet gear, so it's all PVs at my place.
So many PVs.
Our drummer Paul, who's not here, excuse me, lives in Milwaukee.
Shout out Paul.
Yeah.
Shout out to Paul. Lives in Milwaukee, and he goes to the MATC. Mm-hmm. He's in like a recording program, so we went down there and did a couple songs in this really, really nice studio. Just stupidly
It was called
expensive
the
stuff.
Music
Awesome.
Lab. It felt like it was a very like scientific environment.
Yeah.
Did he wear a
It's nice, though.
white coat while recording?
Yeah, there's like fog everywhere and beakers.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. This is a trifecta of questions from Jerry. He hosts Amped Up on Code Zero Radio.
Oh, hello, Jerry.
Jerry with a J or G?
Jay.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in.
We're gonna
I or Y?
Why? We'll go through these one at a time.
Okay, all right.
Okay. If Darnot lived together, who would do the laundry?
Ooh.
Probably me.
Riley.
Yeah, I mean, well,
He does my laundry now.
half of Darnot does live together.
Yeah.
Right?
Ridley and I
Riley
do.
live together. But yeah, I mean, I would probably do like laundry, like I do a load every now and then, but then it would just get to a point where Riley couldn't handle it anymore.
I'll just do it. Yeah.
Would you fold too, or would you just put it back like in
No.
a basket for us to fold?
I don't fold.
You don't. He doesn't fold.
I
I could
fluff and
fold.
fold operation.
I could fold. I could fold if he washes.
I'll wear them.
Yeah.
Next question was, I believe Jake was musical director for the Whammy Awards show at the PAC in 2016. How did that come about?
I almost wore that pass when I came.
Oh, that would have been good. I mean, musical director is probably a much larger title than what it was. I'm in this cover group in the area called Model Citizens, and we were asked to be the house band for the Whammies. And basically, all we probably did way more work than we needed to, is we took every category and we found a song that would make the most sense. For woman vocalist of the year, like we did like for male vocalist of the year we did like what a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man, and then like for like it's just like we just like picked really funny songs for each one, and so we put in a lot of work to play 10 seconds of each song, and it was fun. It was a good time. It was a Sunday night, so I didn't party too hard, but
Yeah, I'm going to jump. We got another question here about the Whammies. So I wanted to,
okay, all right.
We'll get back to Jerry's third question, but this person says the Whammies suck. What do they think of the politics?
It's an interesting thing. It's like we always kind of laugh because it's like, I mean, it's a Wisconsin award, so it's super local. And I don't know much about the politics. I've only ever been there when I've played in the house band. But it's been kind of cool also to see like Porky's Groove Machine has won. Our boys Rio Turbo out in Milwaukee won like Punk Band of the Year. So it's like, it's kind of cool to see like
Platinum Boys.
Oh, Platinum Boys. That's what it was. Platinum Boys.
What did you call him?
Rio Turbo. That's Joey's.
Oh.
His
handle or
band.
His Xbox Live.
Yeah. But it's kind of cool to like see non-cover bands, and I think even like Dusk has been nominated for some stuff too, and our good friend Sam Farrell won like Recording Engineer of the Year. So I think it's kind of cool to see some of the more like younger local dudes getting some stuff. But obviously, it would be cool if some more female representation and just some other things that could be improved. But
yeah, I think like it probably starts with people getting involved with getting on the boards, and I know they've got a big Milwaukee, like a lot of Milwaukee people that are on the board, so they get a lot of Milwaukee bands. But
yeah,
have you ever been a Whammy member?
No.
No, I don't know much about it. I'm not from around here. I'm from Arizona. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, do they have
Amis.
The Amis.
Let's get back to Jerry's third question.
Oh, that's right, Jerry.
Yeah,
sorry,
we're gonna clear the plate here. Jake played with the Lately at Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah.
How did you become associated with the Lately, and when did you first jam with them?
Nice.
This is a good question. Well, this is
Freedom Boys.
Big shout out to Freedom Boys. So Riley and I, and obviously Luke and Anton and our parents, used to live in Freedom, Wisconsin. My mom still lives out there, and so does Anton actually now. And so we went to Freedom Elementary. And when I was in like 5th grade, I met this kid, Sam Farrell, who was in 4th grade. And we like stood next to each other in the lunch line, or we did like Odyssey of the Mind or Destination Imagination together or something like that. And so we met then, and we got hooked because we played Dungeons & Dragons and really nerdy board games. And then through that, I met his older brother, Luke Farrell, and that's the guy who taught me how to play guitar. And we had been in cover bands then for like 20 years together. He just moved to Switzerland, so we don't really play anymore. But then because of that, I think it's kind of a similar situation. Sam saw his dad and his brother playing music growing up, and then he started playing music and just became an awesome recording engineer and guitarist and singer and songwriter. I mean, the Lately's incredible. And basically, I just started jamming with them because they were friends, and they had a record release show at Mill Creek, formerly Mill Creek, now the Bent Keg, R.I.P. And then they asked me to play tambourine, which is, I think Riley agrees with me, probably the best instrument.
Yeah.
So I play tambourine and keyboard and acoustic guitar and just play all the, and sleigh bells, and just fill out all the extra parts. I like the
auxiliary guy.
I like the dressing, it's like.
Do you ever worry about spreading yourself too thin? Because I know you're asked to do a lot of stuff. Like you said, when people need that candy put on a song, people will reach out to you. And I know people reach out to Riley. I'm sure people reach out to you, Ridley.
No. No, never.
So this is a cry for reach out to Ridley. Hashtag reach out to Ridley.
Yeah. I know, Jake, you're freshly married or fairly freshly married. And I know balancing that with everything you're doing, which is a lot. Is that ever great on you?
Definitely. I mean, I'm a full-time school teacher, and then we'll play a show till 11 and then go teach the next day. Or, a few weeks ago I had a show. I had like 10 shows in a week. It was, I don't know how I did it, but a lot of coffee, and then every now and then just being like, okay, I have to stop. I need to hang out with my wife. I need to hang out with my family. I need to go to bed. So just knowing when that point gets there. Thankfully, my wife is in school right now, so sometimes she just wants me out of the house, which is good. But yeah, it's hard, and sometimes I think I do too much, but I also love it. I can't stop. It's like a drug.
Somebody said great show at the Reptile Palace on Thursday. That's from our friend Chuck.
Thanks, Chuck.
Thanks. The Reptile Palace is I think it's maybe only my second or third time playing there, and 6 years I've been back in the area, and it's great. I love it. I mean, it's got the dive bar feel, but it has a stage, and the sound's actually
Pretty good.
It's really good. I mean, like, we're used to playing basement shows, and it's like when you play in a basement, all you're going to hear is just the instruments. You know, you're not going to hear really this. You're going to hear maybe the tone of the voice, but I don't know. They run a good ship over there. You know, so
it's really great too to have places like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like we're pretty lucky in Appleton too. But do you guys know of any venues that some of our listeners might not know about that they should check out? I know there's the train station is one of them.
Yes. Yeah, you should really go check out some stuff over there. Our friends, Cave Paintings, got a space over there, and they do everything from, you know, acoustic shows to metal, hip hop shows to yoga. You know, they do family friendly stuff. It's usually BYOB, so it's like it's pretty, you know, laid back, and it's awesome. It's really cool.
Even if there's a cover to support, like the touring bands or the bands, you still can, like you said, bring your own in. So even if it's $5 or $10, it's still a deal.
Yeah. And I think the house show or the DIY show people are like more giving, you know, in that respect. I know that like the downtown Appleton scene doesn't really have like a cover or pay at the door kind of culture, and so. But I think with the touring shows and stuff, people are more willing to support that, you know, because people are coming from all over the place. Oh, do we got a call?
We've got a call.
Oh my gosh.
You're on the air with Darnot. What's your question?
Awesome. Hey, I really like your music, and it's easy to dance to.
Hey, thanks.
Are you dancing this morning? Is that what's going on?
With the coffee. I just wanted to know, when you're on the road, what's your preferred convenience store food? Is like burritos, or you go for the roller hot dogs?
Riley,
we'll let Riley start, and we'll just go down the line here.
I like a good roller dog every once in a while, but the quick trip, you know, when we're around here is like the cheese-filled breadsticks. They're good. Ridley and I had some last night. They're fantastic.
Are you more of a marinara or a ranch dipper? Riley, I'm talking to you.
Oh, I thought we were asking. Oh, marinara, for sure.
I mean, I'm more of a sandwich guy, so I'll usually get like one burger, one chicken sandwich, and then probably a breakfast sandwich, and then just eat them consecutively.
Sometimes I destroy myself with that kind of stuff, like the cheese-filled sticks last night. But I don't know.
I did not feel good this morning.
Yeah, I've been trying to eat better a lot lately, so I like to get like an apple.
Oh.
But also, Riley is also notorious on tour. We just got back from a long tour with Dusk, and Riley always does this thing where he'll sit in the van when we pull up to a gas station and everyone goes in and gets something. And then when we all come back out, Riley decides it's time to go in. And he walks around for a while and comes out with like wasabi peas and an ice cream sandwich or something.
That's my jam.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Follow-up question then would be, how do you handle like finding the bathrooms after you leave the gas station? You stop at a gas station again, like shortly after?
Yeah.
Well, thankfully here in Wisconsin, there's a quick trip on every corner, you know, so you won't have to go too far.
Well, thank you for the call. If you want to send me a message, I'll send you those CDs.
Awesome. I'm hungry.
We had a text question. Where was your favorite place to play?
Oh.
I like Mickey's. I like playing in Mickey's in Madison.
Oh, yeah.
It's always
Mickey's
fun
Tavern.
there. Yeah. It's a good spot.
You're kind of like at the bar when you're playing, depending on where you're standing. It's in a little corner, but there's usually a pretty good crowd there when I've played. And
you don't need a whole lot of people to make it feel good in there, so it's nice.
Yeah.
You played at 20 people, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite place up in the Fox Cities to play?
That's a good question. There's a lot of good venues.
The trampoline, bouncy trampoline place. What's it called?
The air park?
Jump around. That's the name I came up. I don't know. You guys were being quiet, so I just came up with something.
play, like have fun.
Yeah, City Park. The swings are awesome.
Gotcha.
Weirdly, it's too early to.
Oh man, I'm trying to think.
I like the Draw. Our friend John Adams runs this art gallery space called the Draw, and they have shows there pretty often. He's really cool about letting us do whatever we want there.
It's right on the river. It's
yeah,
like a pretty spot, so it's nice to hang out there.
Yeah.
I guess we are lucky to have the Draw, the train station, and that's
Fox
just
Server House. The patio's nice.
Oh yeah,
that's true. Yeah. That's super fun. I don't know. Anywhere is great.
You play a lot of places, so it's,
it's hard to choose one. That's for sure.
The Fox River House reminds me of anytime you play outside, you've got the chance of bad weather. Have you guys ever had a show scheduled for outside and then, a storm or something blows through? Have you run into that?
There was a 1 Mile of Music where Dusk played there at Fox River House, and it started to mist while we were playing, and it got windy, and it was dark out, so it was kind of mystical feeling. It was cool.
We had that one Tyler and the Streeters show where we were out there, and it got pretty bad, and I was just like, why don't we just play inside? But it was we were already set up, and of course that was the show that we hired a harpist and a violinist. So they're outside in the rain with their $20,000 instruments, I'm I'm so sorry. I'll get you your $5 as soon as I can.
Well, it was the last minute before the retreat too. So it's wait till the very first raindrop drops before we get ready to get everything covered up.
We did that with Porky's Groove Machine for Mick Fleshman's had their little Oktoberfest or something, and it was just the minute we were sound check, it just started raining, and everyone's well, let's just try it. Well, let's do one song, let's see how it goes. And I'm just what? Who thinks this is a good idea? And then Brandon Johnson from Fox Valley Audio and Visual was running production, and he's just sweating it out, and he's all right, we gotta go guys. I was I'm surprised you made it through one song, But that's Wisconsin. Crazy weather all the time.
Ridley and Riley, can you guys tell me a little bit about what Crotch of Memory offers before I forget to ask you that?
Yeah.
Well, the other half of Dusk, two other members of Dusk live there, Amos and Julia, and they've lived there for 4 years now.
Yeah,
and
something like that.
I guess, so that house came out of the BFG, which was Amos's old house, and he's been doing recording ever since I've known him at his houses, so that was the intention with moving into the new place, which has a storefront, and the basement is the control room, and they've just been doing they did a big studio upgrade recently, and so that was the intention with the new house, was to kind of start a house label, and they've been inviting artists in to come record there, and we did the Dusk record there, and they're starting to do video sessions there with just live songs. Our guy Finn Bjornerud does the video production on that, and then all the audio is done by Amos and Julia, and
the label has a few records out now too. One of them, the first one was Tim Buchanan, our friend from Oklahoma City. Dusk backs him up on one of those songs. That's on the Crotch of Memory label. And then Dream Interpreter was a new cool project that was recorded there. And then just yesterday, actually, Wildflowers of America, which is Perry Schall's band from Philly. That just came out yesterday on Wax. Pretty rockin' stuff. So yeah, it's cool. It's been happening. I've been excited to play on those video sessions, and I don't know, all the equipment there is pretty awesome, and Amos knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
If people want to find out more about Crotch of Memory, I think there's a website with all the releases, and I'm guessing there's going to be a lot more artists that will be coming in and working with.
Yeah, they got a YouTube channel, so if you follow that. There's like new videos dropping pretty regularly. So,
as far as Darnot goes, what's the next step? You said you're working on.
Yeah, I'd like to release the video with the intent of I have a batch of songs that I just need to find time to sit down and record. And
you with the prior releases, have they been released on CD and vinyl, or have you just done digital releases?
I've always just done tapes and Bandcamp pretty much, and few vinyl releases with Dusk, and yeah.
What do you guys think about the Fox Cities music scene? I know you've traveled a lot, unlike a lot of bands. You guys have actually toured around a lot of different places. How do you think this scene compares to other scenes? Because just being here all the time, this is all I know. But how does this compare to other scenes that you've seen?
We've got kind of a little pocket here. Obviously, the Mile of Music Fest has kind of brought a lot of that in from the Nashville scene, but there's always been kind of the cool DIY. It was a little more happening when I was in high school and younger. There's a lot more with the BFG around. There's a lot more metal bands, and there's still a younger scene, which is nice to see. But yeah, compared to other music scenes, there's I don't know, it's cool. That we got something going on that it's between Minneapolis and Milwaukee and Chicago. It's a cool little hub.
Yeah, for a small town, I feel it's pretty nice. There's something going on every weekend, or probably every day that I just don't know about. But yeah,
I think in the last 10 years too, it's just gotten a lot better, and people are more welcoming to the non-cover band scene, and I think that's pretty cool. People will go out to hear a local original band, which I feel like when I was younger, maybe I just wasn't a part of that scene yet, and so maybe I didn't see it. And that's the biggest thing too, is when you're in the scene, you know what's going on, but when you're not, it's it could be happening right now. We just don't know about it. You see posters all over the place.
Sometimes you walk over and see some company with them. Are there any bands that you want to mention that you suggest people check out?
Oh, the Beatles.
Last night, Dusk played a show with a couple of bands that I just recorded at my studio, and one of them is Cricket. They just released a tape. They're from Oshkosh, a noise rock band. But yeah, I recorded them a few months back, and they're a great band, as well as Shuby, another Oshkosh band. Oh. I just had them in the studio, so I'll, I guess, look out for those releases.
Any? I forgot to follow up on this. Is there any chance that the next Darnot album will be released on vinyl as maybe a Crotch of Sound release?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Crotch Memory. I need show notes.
We're all vinyl nerds, so that's it's always kind of the dream,
Yeah, a little single maybe.
And you guys are sitting on a Wishbone Breakers album yet as well.
That is true. Ooh. That is true. Yeah. That I think our goal for that is to release that on vinyl, because our first release was on hand printed CD, I think CDRs with Sharpie on it,
with
and
the sticker over them.
Yeah. But our good friend Tom Schleiss did the artwork for that, and it was so we just kind of printed that off and put them in CD inserts. But
it's hard to DIY your own unless you have a lathe. You can't just make a record. So
yeah.
As far as merch, do you guys feel that people are still buying merch, or is it kind of tapering off?
People buy merch.
Yeah. I mean, tons of people. Every time we go to shows, they set up a big merch table or merch booth. And
what's the best seller? T-shirts or music?
Well, usually tapes. We've just only done tapes, really, but like for other, tend to sell at like I don't know, local shows usually. And, like
our brother
records.
Luke has made a shirt. He just wrote our name on Sharpie on a shirt, and that. Oh, yeah.
We're winding down. We're right at the end of the show.
Oh man!
Do you have anything you wanted to say? Anything you wanted to get off your
I
chest?
was just hoping I could read an excerpt from one of my favorite books. This is The Going to Bed book by Sandra Boynton. I know most of you are waking up, but if some of you are just getting off of work and going to bed, I'll just open it up to a random page. This is good.
Get real close.
With some on top and some beneath, they brush and brush and brush their teeth. And when the moon is on the rise, they all go up. Anyone know what happens next?
To watch the sunrise.
To exercise. And that's probably what I'll be doing afterwards. So if anyone wants to meet me at the Y, it's Sandra Boynton. Check her out.
I want to thank you guys for getting up early today and coming over and doing this. Ridley, Jake, Riley, you guys have
Thanks, Andy.
like such a vast catalog of music. It's great to sit down with you guys. Hope you'll come back again. And
Yes.
Thanks for having
we'll
us.
line up like a slew of uncomfortable phone calls.
Sounds great.
Where can people go to find out more about Darnot?
Follow me at Oh Boy Howdy on Instagram, and then you'll find Ridley at Poor Ridley.
Darnot. The Bandcamp is just darnot.bandcamp
Yeah,
too.
that's the
right?
music.
Yeah.
And I try to keep up with Facebook, but I don't really like Facebook, so it's